Locus and angle constructions. Constructing congruent angles. Given angle G, construct angle B such that angle B is congruent to angle G. Our approach will be based on the idea that the measure of an angle is how much we would rotate one ray for it to overlap the other. The larger the measure of the angle, the farther apart the rays are as you move away from the vertex. If we go out a fixed distance from the vertex on both rays and draw points there, the distance those points are apart from one another defines the measure of the angle. The bigger the distance, the bigger the measure of the angle. If we construct an angle whose rays are the same distance apart at the same distance from the vertex, it will be congruent to the first angle. Step 1. Draw a line segment with your straight edge. Locate a reference point B to identify the location of the vertex of the new angle. Step 2. Place the compass point on the vertex G and stretch it to any length so long as your arc will intersect both rays. Step 3. Draw an arc that intersects both rays of angle G. Label the intersection of the arc and rays F and H as shown. Note, FG equals FH. Step 4. Without changing the span of the compass, so this distance here, place the compass tip on your reference point B and swing an arc that goes through the line and above it. This defines that same distance from the vertex on both our reference ray and the ray we will draw as we used for the original angle. Step 5. Now place the point of your compass at H on the original angle and set it so it can draw an arc where it crosses F. Step 6. Without changing the span of the compass, place the point of the compass where the first arc crosses the first ray and draw an arc that intersects the arc above the ray. This will make the separation between the rays the same at the same distance from the new vertex as was the case for the original angle. Step 6. Now use your straight edge to draw the second ray of the new angle which is congruent with the first angle. Label the points A and C as shown in the figure. The two angles are congruent by the SSS triangle congruence postulate. We will discuss this postulate and its importance more in the future. Move the triangle left and right to convince yourself that the angles G and B are congruent. So we can move this over there, and ta-da! Same angle. Try this. Construct a congruent angle on the given line segment. Alright, so let's go get our compass. Here's our compass. We put it right on the vertex there of the angle we want to use as our original angle. Move that over there. And now we just need to construct an arc like this. All right, now without moving the compass span, we'll just move this over here to angle B. And I'm going to draw another arc just like that. All right, now we move this back to one of the points where it intersects the ray and the arc here. We'll lengthen this here. Rotate it a little bit. All right, so then we have it like that. We draw another arc like that. All right, and now without changing the span, we bring this here to the point where it intersects, and I'm going to draw this ray like that. Alright, so this point here is the point where we are going to draw a ray to create the angle. And ta-da! Now we have two congruent angles, B and Q. Construct a congruent angle on the given line segment. Alright, so let's start by getting our compass, put it right on the vertex, and we will flip it around, stretch it to the point J, and draw an arc. Alright, now without stretching the compass any more or less, we will move the vertex, we will move it over here to C, and we will draw the same arc. Alright, now we move this over to this point J. We rotate this a bit, and we'll stretch the compass out to point L, like that. Now we will draw a new arc here. Then we can move this over to this point where the arc intersects the line segment, and we can bring this around here and draw this arc there. So this point here is what we're going to need in order to draw our ray. So we can now draw a new line segment here, not a ray. We can just draw a little segment that goes through that point, and now we have two angles that are congruent, C and K. Here's a video that demonstrates how to construct congruent angles using dynamic geometric software.
This video goes over how to construct congruent angles in Geometry Sketchpad using the compass or circle tool and the segment tool. To get started, you're going to press the fourth button down, which is the segment tool, and you're going to construct a segment by pressing down on a spot to make the first point and pressing down on another spot to make the second point. You're also going to construct another segment starting at one of your endpoints and extending it in a different direction, making an angle. Next, you're going to construct a larger segment anywhere in the file. Then you're going to press the third button down, which is your circle or compass tool, and you're going to construct a circle that has its center at the vertex of your angle and has a radius that's smaller than the edges of your angle. You're going to construct a smaller segment from your vertex of the angle to the edge of the circle. You're also going to construct a segment that connects your 2 points where your angle meets the circle. So that first one there and then this one here as well. Okay, this segment will be used later in this video. Using the select tool, we're going to highlight the radius of our circle and one of the points on our bigger segment. And then we're going to go to the construct menu, circle by center and radius. And then you're going to create an extra point where your circle intersects your segment. Then you're going to select that new point and the segment that connects the 2 points where your first angle meets the circle. So this extra slanted line that we had made, you're going to use that in the next command with the intersection point of your circle and segment. And you're going to then go to construct another circle by center and radius. Okay, where your 2 circles intersect right up here, that is actually where your new angle is going to connect to. So there's my angle. Now we're going to end up hiding all of the additional segments that we have. So this extra piece, the circle, and the 2 circles that we have. And then we're going to go to Display, Hide Objects. And then, to make sure that we have congruent angles, we can actually measure each one. So let's go and highlight 3 points and make sure that your vertex is your third point and go to Measure, Angle. And then we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to highlight these 3 points and I'm going to do Measure, Angle. Notice that the 2 angle measurements are the same and therefore your angles are congruent.